Hello guys and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about one of the greatest legends the world of One Piece has ever known, Rox the Xebec. This character was revealed to us in 2019 and since then we got no infos about him. I was one of the first people to believe when he was revealed that he was going to come back and even made a post about it on my Instagram in 2022. But anyways, in this video we'll talk about his powers, the truth behind God Valley, and most importantly of course his potential return later in the series. Like the video to support my channel, subscribe so you won't miss any of my videos in the future. Without further ado, let's get started. Scariest pirate to ever live, Rox was a true demon. He was Whitebeard, Big Mom, Kaido, and Shiki's captain. He was the Pirate King's greatest rival. Rox's true ambition was to become the king of the world. No one from the old era had a greater ambition, not even the Pirate King. And yes, even the Pirate King didn't have a greater ambition, and as you know, it was people that gave him that title. Rox formed the strongest crew possible at Hachinosu, known as the Pirate Island, which had big names like I listed earlier, with some other known characters in the world of One Piece like Wang Zi, Captain Jones, Stussy to take over the world. It's important to note that his crew had 3 future Yonkos, which shows how much potential he had. He fought Goldie Roger at God Valley and ended up being defeated. Before we talk about his potential return, let's talk about how powerful he was. Rox was one of the strongest in the world of One Piece. He was the captain of 3 future Yonkos and a legend like Shiki who once rivaled the Pirate King. These 4 marked their generations with total dominance. Big Mom was known as the strongest female, Whitebeard was once known as the strongest man, and Kaido was the strongest creature. Being the captain of these characters listed, who later became leaders of their respective generations, is just incredible. You have to really be strong to tame these monsters and be a great leader to impose respect. He definitely had to have Conqueror's Haki, just like many of his commanders, and like Roger too, who is known for that incredible power. His crew had 4 confirmed Conqueror's Haki users, and no other crew had ever had that much. As I said earlier, he was the Pirate King's greatest rival and the greatest menace the world has ever known yet. When he went to God Valley, where the Celestial Dragons lived, he puts them all in danger to the point that Garp had to make an unexpected alliance with Roger to take him down with his crew. And that's how the God Valley incident happened and was erased from history. Rox had an ambition to take over the world. He definitely knew about the secrets the world government hides from people. Whether it's the secret throne related to Imu or something about the national treasure of Marijua, I believe these 2 might have even been what motivated him to go to God Valley and attack them, but especially the national treasure of Marijua. And that's exactly what Rox needed more, especially if you have as an ambition to take over the world. Dofi said that if people came to know about the existence of this hidden treasure, the world would go crazy. We even heard him mention that he needs Lost Devil Fruit to take over the world with the treasure. The national treasure of Marijua should have definitely been in God Valley 38 years ago. And with what Dofi said, everything is related. That's why Rox attacked the island to accomplish his goal. Right now in the series, no one is supposed to be as strong as Rox in his prime. If he comes back with that level, he'll be way stronger than the Yonkos we've seen so far. And yes, I even believe he's gonna come back stronger. The only problem with Rox coming back would be the age, and that mystery can easily be solved. As I said earlier, Rox's main goal was to lay his hands on the national treasure of Marijua, and it is somehow related to the Ope based off what Dofi said. He might have already gotten the ageless surgery with the Devil Fruit, then went to God Valley to take over the world with the treasure. That would explain why the world government are ready to pay 5 billion for the Ope This Devil Fruit is literally worth more than the Yonkos, who are the greatest threats in the world right now. That is insane. Rox will then come back and be the next obstacle Luffy has to overcome to become the greatest and the strongest pirate the world has ever known. I mean, what better way to show it by defeating the strongest pirate the Pirate King has ever faced? Oda himself once said that a legend hidden from the world would appear in the manga, and I believe he was talking about Rox, because Sengoku himself said that he was erased from history. Oda also said that a parrot with an eye patch would appear at the end of the manga. It's maybe all related to Rox at this point. Now the question is, why would Rox come back? And like I said, he wanted to be the king of the world. He still isn't confirmed dead, so I believe in his comeback. None of the people in that incident was confirmed dead, and we even see Big Mom, Kaido, Shiki, and even Whitebeard were still alive after it and ruled the seas. His comeback will only do good for the show, because he is the total opposite of Luffy based off how Sengoku described him. Plus, he was Goldie Roger's toughest opponent, confirmed in the Road to Laugh Tale, and we all know Roger and the protagonist Luffy share the same dream and have the same personality. Now, there are a lot of ways he can come back. One is by Blackbeard. Just like Luffy inherited Roger's will, Blackbeard inherited Rock's will. Roger and Rocks were the strongest of their era. Blackbeard's plans look so organized since he was a kid. His goal since he was shown is so clear in his head, and that's so weird. How did he know Whitebeard? Why did he ask to join his crew knowing that he's one of the strongest at that time? All these questions come to mind when you think about this character. Blackbeard's final and ultimate goal might be to revive Rocks if he's dead, or to somehow bring him back. Everything about Blackbeard in One Piece relates him to Rocks, whether it's with the name of the ship he called Saber of Xebec, or even the island he picked as his headquarters called Hachinosu. Before he died, if that's the case, or after his defeat, he could have given Blackbeard a specific mission, which is possible because Blackbeard isn't like any other kid. Take possession of him, just like Madara did for Obito, who was still a kid at that time too. He could have only been defeated but not killed, found a way to escape, and swore that he will come back to fulfill his dream of becoming the king of the world. Using Blackbeard isn't really a bad idea. They have the most things in common and it's not a coincidence. In Skypiea, we were introduced to the four gods of One Piece: God of the Sun, God of the Forest, God of the Rain, and God of the Earth. So far, we just know that Luffy is the sun god Nika, which is the god of the sun introduced in Skypiea. In Fishman Island, the author used kids to foreshadow what the names of the gods would be later in the show. God of the Sun turned out to be Nika, and we have four other names: Ichika, Sanka, Yonka, and Yonka 2. And that's where my theory comes. Blackbeard might represent the first Yonka, then after his defeat, Rocks might come back with Blackbeard's Devil Fruit's original will to represent Yonka 2, just like how Joy Boy was about to take possession of Luffy if Luffy didn't have a strong will. Rocks will then be way more powerful than he was in his prime, even surpassing the Pirate King's level, because he will come back with his original strength plus the two Devil Fruits from Blackbeard. And Luffy will have to defeat him to become the strongest pirate to ever live and the freest man alive. Okay, that was a lot of information. Now let me sum it up real quick for you. The author presented to us the four gods in One Piece, and the foreshadowing of one of them was from this panel from Fishman Island, which had 5 names. Assuming that we got 5 gods in this list of names, Yonka 2 might represent Rocks, and it will be the most plausible scenario in One Piece if that happens, and will break the internet. Rocks' dream of becoming the king of the world isn't Blackbeard's. It is a dream for him and himself only. I believe he's only using him to come back stronger and try again to make his plans work. He told Blackbeard to read the Devil Fruits book, and also told him everything he needs to know about the world, the secret of the world government, or even how to take other people's Devil Fruit. He manipulated Blackbeard and put a certain mentality on him since he was a kid to prepare him for this lifetime mission. Just like Roger transmitted his will to Shanks and Shanks to Luffy, Rocks could have done the same with Blackbeard. It's really weird how the author left an ambiguity on how Rocks was defeated. He will definitely come back, and we are not ready for that moment. He will destroy the Marines like no one has ever done. The author can show us how powerful Rocks is by making him kill an admiral or defeat a Yonko easily. Trust me, this character is really important for the show. He isn't a nobody, and he will definitely come back later on in the series and play a huge role into making Luffy the Pirate King, because he will be stronger fighting him, which will make him the freest man in the world. Alright, that's it for this video. I really hope you liked it. Facing my mic talking about this theory that I strongly believe in was a pleasure. Again, this is just a theory and it doesn't necessarily have to happen for the show to make more sense. I just find it more curious that Oda isn't revealing everything about this character. Anyways, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if so, subscribe to my channel and join the crew. Sayonara, see you in the next chapter review.